Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
The following is a presentation of Disruption Networks.
Phantom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends, going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show, we do this for the love and show it locally, this is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be, Disruption Networks, Wrestle Phantom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, Disruption Networks, Wrestle Phantom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shoot and what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, do you hate Roman Reigns, who's the best in the Shield, will John Cena eventually end up turning the heel, we Young Bucks and Bullet Club and I'm signing with Vince, World Wrestling Entertainment dotted line on the Prince, will Kenny Omega make his debut in the States, taking AJ's title, grave his name on the plate, so
check it out.
Retire, who will ever beat Brock Lesnar,
It's rated R.
who will be his top contender.
I just want to let a little more of that play. We usually cut it off. I just want to let a little more of it play this time.
Give me some shine today. You know what I'm saying?
We got a little bit of a more chill show going on today.
Is it being videotaped today, or is it just audio? Is it? Okay.
No.
Do I look good? You catch me from my good side, you know?
Yeah, no.
I got a new pimple.
We're live, son.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Here we go. I couldn't hear myself.
Oh, yeah. No,
I ain't got no snare in my headphones.
Turn my headphones up. But yeah. So
yo, do you got what we're talking about written down?
This is straight freestyle. This is old school 90s, son.
Shit.
I went over it, but you weren't here.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So So for everybody who's tuning in right now, we're going to talk about the future of the show, and then we're actually going to get into some wrestling stuff in just a little while.
Because we took a couple extra weeks off.
Yeah, we had to get some stuff set, for the show, but we're trying to make a good product here. Start with that. So we're gonna stick with we're sticking with the Mill. They signed on, and also we're looking forward to doing possibly throwing a party there.
Best food in Rome.
Yeah,
the Mill is the best food in Rome.
Yeah,
just letting you know. I'm giving that to you today. I'm generous. I'm in a generous mood. If you're in Rome or you live in Rome and you want the best food to eat out, the Mill.
So, then you're welcome. You've been gifted with knowledge.
That's right.
So we're also sticking with the Vigneto. They're hanging with us. No, I'm sorry.
That's super. It just sounds super Italian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That they just came with us. The Vigneto, Dina hooking us up.
I don't know you, Dina, but I love you.
Thank you, Dina.
So if you want the best Italian food, actually, Sean, that's we're talking about different style of food now.
Puts them all to shame.
Yeah, it really does. The place is unbelievable. If you want good Italian, that is where you go. It's in Rome. It's where the plaza used to be.
Italian.
That's
right. That's how you say it, right? That's how.
The Vigneto is amazing. So Illustrated Studios. Tattoos in Rome sticking with us. So that's
get
super
your ink
awesome.
there.
That's where I got all my ink.
Yeah,
Word?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Clarence is actually going to redo my.
What is that on
tattoo.
your arm right there? What is that?
Which one? This one right here?
Yeah.
It's pretty much with the propaganda above it. It's suit and ties, pretty much.
Oh shit! And blue and red. Oh, I like that with the mushroom cloud in the back.
Yep.
That's dope, man. I like that.
Who did that?
Originally this dude Mike who worked there did, but he didn't do he did a good job, but Clarence really cleaned it up afterwards and threw color in the mushroom cloud and everything, and Clarence is definitely my go-to dude there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What else do we got?
Fuck yeah, we could swear on here. I forgot. After 8 episodes, right, or some shit like that.
What?
We've done 8
This
podcasts?
is our 8th.
Okay, this is our 8th.
This is our 8th.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah.
So seasonal sports is also staying on, and that's going to be awesome. Sticking with them.
Represent.
If
throw
you
your
need
thumbs up.
Yeah. If you need anything from them, if you need some T-shirts,
graphic print design tees.
Anything. Sublimation,
memorabilia,
anything you need.
Hoodies, it's
baseball bats.
We're in hoodie season.
Go to them.
That's right. Throw your dubs up.
A new one signing on the list is actually a security company called GT Cornerstone.
Well, we're so big we need security.
We could start if we go.
Where are they located?
Places. We'll have a number for them coming up here soon. We're gonna have their slider and everything. All the information coming up pretty soon. My buddy Jared Tashak runs that.
Okay,
so
I know him.
School him. Yeah.
Oh, Jared runs that.
Jared Tashak.
He used to be my next door neighbor. Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for 14 years. Yeah.
I work with him.
Yeah, I know him, his brother Jason, and Jamin as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So I work with him at the state.
Oh, really?
But he also has his own security company, and I wanted to. We wanted to help each other out, and so he came out as a sponsor, and then I'm hoping if we can get our show in with a lot of the Dynasty in Upstate and all the people, if we can maybe get some of those guys in here, start talking to them, and then if they need security people, maybe
they got a whole business right there.
His company can become a regular, so that's what I'm hoping is we can all help each other out there.
Yep.
Work.
So those are our 5 sponsors running right now. So we want to thank them for keeping us going. That's super huge. So as far as the future of the show goes, so over the next few months, we got to have a few ideas. We want to do. One cool thing is we were just talking about Clarence from Illustrated.
Yep.
Clarence is going to come in on one of our shows, and he's going to tattoo Ant.
Put some more ink on me.
So he's gonna give him a 316 tattoo. So that's gonna be awesome.
Nice, yeah.
He's gonna do it right on air. We can have Clarence stream it from his phone or through Illustrator or however he does it.
And that's the bottom line.
And because Stone Cold said so.
So we're just gonna have it. We're going to have
Terrible
it
impression.
streaming everywhere, so it's going to be awesome. Like I said, we're going to be trying to put a party together. Not sure when, probably late October, early November. I was talking with Z about it. I'll be talking with Chicken.
You don't want to just have a party. You want to have a live concert.
We're gonna have a live concert. We're gonna have
Rated R and Z and
we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. It's gonna be
no
huge.
compliance. Fight for Rome.
It's
Fight
gonna be
for Rome. I'm having a brain fart.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge party.
Fight for Camden.
Nobody's fighting for Camden.
Camden's not fighting for Camden. Okay.
See murder.
So I'll be talking to the owners of the mill, pretty soon about that, and and all the acts, everything that we can get going. We're gonna be talking about everything. We're gonna throw a banger. We're gonna throw a banger.
It will be a banger with all those acts live.
Yeah,
and we'll run the shit for like at least 5 hours. We'll get all.
It'll be
everybody
nuts.
will get white girl wasted.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't expect a coherent Anthony at that party.
You go to the after party, maybe
I don't
you'll
expect a coherent Anthony at
get
any
some white
concert.
girl.
You would be absolutely right, Garrett.
Motherfuckers gonna be so drunk they just got to cut everybody up. Like it's enough for you guys. Disruption Networks.
One thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be starting up in at least another month and a half, is we're going to be doing a T-shirt giveaway.
Oh.
We're going to be doing it for. We're at least going to do it for a few shows in a
t-shirts?
row.
Yep.
Seasonal sports.
Seasonal sports.
Yeah.
Seasonal sports. Fred's going to be making them.
Fucking dubs up for whites, bro.
It's going to be. They're going to be fantastic. So we're looking a few different ways to get to do them.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how it's
possibly brushing up on your knowledge a little bit.
You might want to know. You might want to know some stuff about wrestling here.
Hell yeah, we know everything. No, we don't know everything, but we know a lot.
That's why there's three of us. That's why there's three of us. And apparently, you guys know way more than I do because I didn't even know fucking kip up.
Dude, that still gets
you
me,
don't
dude.
know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
Like, I went home and slapped my goddamn self for that one. I was just saying it wrong. I was saying kick because you kick your legs in order to do it.
It makes sense.
I don't know
makes
where they
sense,
got
but
I don't know where the name derives from. I've never heard of a wrestler named Kip besides Billy Gunn's real name.
Right.
And I don't think he invented the move, so
I highly doubt that.
So, but
it's not a Billy Kip up, so
yeah, exactly.
I remember Shawn Michaels doing it, and then like, it's a fucking kip up. Like, oh, cool,
right.
I always thought it was kick.
Like I said, it makes sense.
I'm down for making fun of myself. If you can't make fun of yourself, then
yeah, you're
a crappy
up.
person.
I make fun of myself all the time. And you know what's funny though? I do it all the time, and it's like. When people do it to me, they act like I'm supposed to be mad, and I'm like, I fucking diss myself all the time. So,
can't tell me anything I don't know already.
And then the other idea we were throwing around, and we want to know this from some people, what they think. We were possibly thinking about doing just a little, even if it's like 3 months long, just a little fantasy league.
Okay.
Little fantasy wrestling league. Your wrestler wins, you get some points.
Yeah, Anthony and Garrett are going to do that. I don't think I'm going to.
We're throwing the mark out to a whole new level right here.
Yeah. So, if anyone else wants to.
Oh my God!
That,
we didn't even. Wait a minute. Terrible fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. In peace.
We are done with all stuff, so now we can get to that. But yeah, if anyone wants to let us know about that, but yeah,
I was going to forget.
Let's get to it. No, you're right. Let's get to it.
And I hate to say it, but rest in peace, Brian Christopher Lawler, Grandmaster Sexay.
Yeah.
Nikolai Volkov.
Yeah.
Brickhouse Brown, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't even know he had Alzheimer's, man. Like that. Neidhart did. Apparently, he had like a seizure from his complications with Alzheimer's or something like that. Is what I heard.
How old
just
was he?
started getting it.
How old was he?
63, I think, or
That's
something.
young.
Yeah,
Well,
he wasn't
you've been
very old.
Dumped on your head a million times.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've talked about before. Most wrestlers.
He lived a
kinda
full
die
life,
young,
man. Like
you know,
he was just a outgoing guy and an all around athlete. I mean, the guy was a champion.
He was a
shot
ball of
put
fire, man.
And
Oh yeah.
champion shot put, and he was a professional football player, and he was a big time WWF star in the 80s and 90s, and a multiple time champion, and and tag team champion, and he had married into the Hart family and had a daughter that's Natalia Neidhart, who was not only a former women's champ, but she trains all the girls, for the past like 8 years.
Yeah.
And she's still going. She's still one of the best on the roster. In my
She's
opinion.
literally the Bret Hart of the female roster.
She really is.
It's just really sad because Jim the Anvil Neidhart was a very lovable character, and from what I've seen and heard, was a really nice guy, and maybe had his vices or whatever. But so
Everybody does.
Everybody's got a
most
vice,
people. Doesn't mean you're a bad person.
No, not at all.
And I think it showed in certain interviews or on the Diva show that he really loved his daughters, and I have a daughter, and I really love my daughter, and I think it's the greatest thing in the world. So I couldn't imagine my daughter losing me. So when I see that, I feel really bad for Natalia and her sisters. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Oh yeah.
Not to overemphasize just him, but that was just like the insult to injury.
Yeah. Nikolai was a lot older, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick,
enough, but I think Brian Christopher is probably the most tragic thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that got me thinking about like second generation wrestlers too, and like how they're not really given a fair shake, most of them in the WWE or WWF at least. Like going all the way back to David Sammartino, you know what I'm saying?
It depends on the last name, I think, honestly.
Yeah, but Sammartino, like how did they have?
Wait. Are you talking about Brian Christopher not getting a fair shake?
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of, sort of.
Brian Christopher
but
got a great fair shake. Here's the thing about Brian Christopher, right? Brian Christopher didn't grow up with his dad in the household. He wasn't close to Jerry Lawler, and when Brian Christopher got into the USWA in the Memphis territory, where he grew up in that area, he didn't get in through his dad. He did it on his own merit, and he specifically himself didn't want to be using the Lawler name for any,
He wanted to make it on his own.
Right.
undeserving opportunities. So he was actually like big time on there. They had a TV deal. He had great ratings. He was the champion there. He got signed to WWE on his own merit without his dad's even persuading the McMahons or Vince or whatever. And he was the light heavyweight champion. He was the tag team champion when they were too much, before they were too cool. When they were too cool, they were tag champs. They were they toured the world. They were some of the highest ratings on SmackDown and Raw, and he had been living off of that name for like 18 years without even being signed with the WWE, or I'm sorry, about 13 years, but still, I mean, on the road and still doing bookings. He was in great shape for his age, and like I said, he had his vices, but he was an all-around nice guy from what I've seen and heard.
Right.
And he was still wrestling. He was tagging with his father, who was semi-retired, and had a closer relationship with him in the end. For him to kill himself was kind of actually really left field for everybody. I heard, close to him. And I think for his size and going into the WWF when it was still kind of about big guys in the mid-'90s, and to accomplish what he did on his own merit without riding Jerry's coattails, I think actually he got a really good shot. And I think if anything in the end, he might have just screwed it up himself by, failing drug tests or missing shows.
That's definitely fair enough, but like how much longevity does Too Cool have? You know what I'm saying? It had a decent amount. It had like a 5, maybe even close to 10-year run. Probably from like what, 98?
I think it's one of those things that you kind of like, when it was in the now, it was hot, and then after you kind of took it for granted because there's so many other things that may have surpassed that. But now when you go back and watch that shit, which I did, you don't realize what you got till it's gone. to be honest with you, because they had great chemistry. They were over.
It was fun.
They captivated the crowd.
It was fun to watch.
They had huge pops sometimes, 1985 Road Warrior pops, so to speak. And their win-loss record wasn't bad, so which meant, they did, they were great performers, and they were pushed to the upper card, you know what I mean? The upper mid card. And for them to, at the time, at certain times, they were in a thriving tag team division. So for them to be the champions, just lets you know that they were rolling with them. They appreciated their skills and talent. So I think it's one of those things where you don't realize how good these people are until they're gone. So there's a lot of wrestlers that were like that. After they died, you realize, like, holy shit. How much regard was Owen Hart held in 1999 when he died?
Right.
And then you realize, holy shit, Owen Hart was one of the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
I was still young.
You took it for what they presented it as, but when you look at the essence of wrestling and who's who, because sometimes you go, why are certain guys training certain guys, or certain guys weren't champ, or, and you realize, like, holy shit, these guys were the fucking workhorses or the ring generals.
Right.
Yeah. They just weren't pushed to that, mainstream spot of here's our champion,
which is a shame because Owen was awesome.
He should have at one point. I think he should have when he was feuding with Brett and he was on his own.
He should have won the feud.
He should have been champ at least once. But I mean, like I said, some people have the outlook in the business of belts for guys who can't get over. I don't know if that's always true. I think sometimes it is. But I think that certain guys are so over that you've kind of almost have to put the belt on them.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, they're the face of your company.
When people say that belts don't matter, that's kind of that irks me a little bit because they do. Like it. Like Shinsuke, for example. Shinsuke is kind of ruined by me because how many times did he go up against AJ? Like 3-4 times, and
they killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
They buried.
Like you could give him the.
How I feel about him, and yet they buried him. I'm
if he would have won,
you could give him the.
Come on.
Yeah, you could give him the U.S. title all you want, but it doesn't change the fact
that looks like a demotion to a lot of fans because a lot of fans do go by belts.
I wouldn't necessarily consider it a demotion. Like I think that's taking it a step too far, but like
I don't know, man. I mean.
I don't know.
You're kind of relegated to mid card when you're upper card, and are you making as much money? Maybe if it's like
I don't think you're necessarily taking a pay cut.
I don't know. I heard they don't have guaranteed contracts anymore. So
what? Really? Nah, I don't know if I
heard they went back to the old school with the contracts they used to have.
No, I don't know.
There was a guaranteed pay, a minimum pay, but you had the opportunity to make more. Okay, which meant was like. If your stock increased with your popularity, they'll give you more opportunities and more, pay. You know what I mean?
In theory, but yeah, look at people like Ryder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fucking don't even like Ryder personally, but like he got super over and they just squashed it. It didn't matter what his popularity brought him. They were
that's another, and that's actually a good point.
But
yeah,
maybe he made more money. I mean, when he was doing his thing, because. The contracts from like the mid '90s were like they'd have them on paper for like I think like $400,000 a year, but they'd make like $650 with merchandise and pay-per-view checks and all that. Which they don't have. Obviously, the pay-per-views don't make what they used to, but for a long, long time they had guaranteed paychecks.
Right, where
it didn't matter if they were sick or out with injury, or they're getting that money. Which I heard in the past couple of years he stopped. Because, he got wise, like, holy shit, a lot of these guys were injury prone for a while.
Yeah.
You're paying people that aren't working, Their stock's going down.
Yeah.
They come back, they're not as over sometimes.
Yeah.
It
depends.
I mean, I guess you can check their financials online. I think it's kind of nosy, but it does make you wonder sometimes, like, I wonder what they make, you know what I mean? But yeah,
they're gone, like, 250 days out of the from their homes that they should make a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
which wrestlers back in the day were gone longer than that. But I mean, it is kind of it's almost like inhumane. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure Shinsuke does good for himself. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing that kills me in general about people who say athletes make too much money. It's like, okay, well, stop paying for the product then. Right. Stop making as much money. Like you're the same person who's paid.
In reality, they don't make as much as they should because you're still paying, and all these millions of people are paying, and it's creating billions, and the people that don't do the actual physical work
get the most money
or more.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, we could.
Athletes are actually underpaid.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
real quick before we talk about like maybe the shows or SummerSlam or anything like that. One, there's going to be WWE, I think it's a Raw house show in Syracuse. Are you guys going to go to that at all?
When is that?
When is it?
October 12th?
My band actually has a show that night.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna see how it works, but I should. I'll see why I wouldn't be able to. But then again, anything can happen.
Oh, right.
So I haven't really looked into it. I didn't really look into the date. I just noticed it.
Oh yeah.
And to get off topic of just WWE stuff, has anybody seen that video? It's like, I don't know, maybe like a 5-minute video of Kenny Omega wrestling the 8-year-old girl or a 12-year-old girl.
Yes.
However old she is.
9-year-old Japanese
9-year-old.
I've
Nine-year-old.
never.
She was awesome.
Is this like a new one?
I don't know how old
It's
it is.
recent. It's recent. But I think
I
it was
know
on,
he's
like,
done
a
things
house
like
show
that
or something.
before, and I don't know. I'm just a little too cornet to watch something like that.
It's so good. It is such a good
Actually,
video.
she killed it. I mean, it's really phony.
Yeah.
He's Latin her.
But it's fun. It's like that fun.
I mean,
old
All
school
In's
stuff.
coming up, and dude, they have Pentagon Jr. versus Kenny Omega. Think about this.
Do they?
You have a star from Lucha Underground and TNA versus the biggest star in New Japan in Madison Square Garden, which made the WWF. I mean, it doesn't get more wrestling than that.
Yeah.
Wait.
what I mean?
I thought All In was in Chicago.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. All in Chicago.
I think
and then
Ring of
right
Honor.
after that,
Ring of Honor's
having it in
Yeah,
Madison
right
Square
before
Garden.
WrestleMania.
I'm
right?
sorry, my bad. Chicago, which don't get your hopes up. CM Punk ain't going to be there. But
Apparently, the fans have turned on him anyway, from what I've seen.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting them mixed up because there's Ring of Honor stars in All In Chicago.
Yep.
But I don't think All In is a Ring of Honor backed pay-per-view, is it?
I don't believe.
Isn't
maybe
that literally the Young Bucks
and Cody
literally doing it themselves?
That's the thing. Maybe
Think
they got
so.
some backers, and maybe Ring of Honor was one of them.
Well, that I guess sold out in what, a day or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, it
I
sold
guess
out really
the Madison
quickly.
Square Garden, because they're going to be at the one in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, I can imagine.
I guess that sold out in a day too.
Right.
Which that's crazy.
Yeah, that's great.
Now,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I don't know like what their attendance is, or if they're, I don't know if they're packing it like that. But for what they projected, they sold out.
well, regardless, either way, another thing that's just crazy in general is when was the last company besides WWE to run Madison Square Garden? Could you even think of that? You know?
Oh yeah, I don't know none of them. But wait a minute, where's it going to be in Chicago? It's not the Rosemount, is it?
I don't know.
Because that's another WWE building. But that's going to be fucking dope because you got the biggest star. I wouldn't say independently, but you know, in the smaller leagues of, and this is like dual, like Lucha Underground, TNA, and then you got the biggest star in Japan, okay, New Japan, and then going head to head in Chicago, which is a wrestling city, and the card is stacked. The shit's been sold out. They've added to it after it was sold out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's going to be, you don't get more wrestling than that. Now, that's going to be what, September?
I think so.
And then
either later this month or early September.
But isn't the Ring of Honor one they're going to be on in Madison Square Garden? Isn't that going to be at like right before WrestleMania? Or
yeah, it's like WrestleMania
that's
weekend.
Balls. That's balls
Yeah,
right
it
there.
is.
Okay. But you know what? They'll benefit from it because people that couldn't go to WrestleMania will be like, you know, in that area will be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to this shit.
Well, everybody does everything too, so I guarantee a lot of the people
everywhere
that
you
are
go,
going to
yeah.
WrestleMania are going to go to the Ring of Honor show as well. You know.
Sure, if you got the bread and the time.
Well, they usually charge decent prices for the Ring of Honor.
do,
like
yeah.
I think up like first row or whatever is like $60-$80,
That's not
maybe
bad at all.
$100
Yeah,
at most.
exactly. And you know, everywhere you go, there's always something going on with the pirate leagues. You know that that's their WrestleMania. You know, that's pretty cool. You know, the people don't realize the WWE still affects the wrestling world, and when they have a major event, it actually everybody benefits.
Oh yeah,
Because if you live in an area where they got wrestling, but you can't go to the big shows, you got something going on in your area. You know what I mean? So, you know, my point is support your independent wrestling in your area. Be lucky you have it, because some people don't have it. They don't have it at all. I mean, not even within driving distance. So support your local pirate, so to speak, wrestling organizations.
Yeah, I myself, I mean, I even need to make sure I'm starting to get to some of the, the smaller feds that are around here. I got to make sure I'm getting them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're so lucky because we got a lot of them.
Yeah,
we do.
Within a 2-hour driving distance, or less. Yeah. So I mean, you got Excite, Dynasty, UPW, big time wrestling comes around here, which they're a national touring,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And who knows? I mean, you never know. You might see a 2CW reunion show.
Eventually.
He's got a House of Hardcore shirt on. I heard they're expanding.
Oh,
my
God. House of Hardcore is so amazing.
That video you shared to me, dude, I could not believe what I saw.
Really?
When he
Honor
flipped
has played
that dude and
upstate New
dropped
York.
them in midair, and they went through the how high were they?
I don't know.
If I can find this video, I'll share it again through our page. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looked like this dude just fell straight from at least 30, 40 feet,
right.
Smacked his head on concrete. It made me cringe, honestly.
You see things there.
That feeling in my spine, and where you're like, oh God, I can't believe that just happened.
You see things there that you don't see very often anymore. I remember the first show that I went to, it was Tommy Dreamer versus Eric Young, and I'm not sure if he bladed or he used a pack or whatever the fuck happened, but there was blood, you know what I'm saying? How often do you see that nowadays? We wanted fire, but they wouldn't give us that.
You don't see it in big time anything.
Oh, no. No, absolutely not.
Not in the big leagues,
Yeah, no, maybe you go to CZW and you'll obviously still see things like that.
Yeah,
but on a broader mainstream, even Ring of Honor, really. How often do you see blood in Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Still,
Well, it's dangerous now. All the hepatitis and shit.
I guess, but they're tested, aren't they?
I don't know.
That's what they say, but then, you had dudes over the years supposedly getting hepatitis and shit.
Abdullah, cough, Abdullah.
Yeah.
Well,
so who knows?
We're about halfway through the show. So as you can see, we got all the sliders for the.
That means I need another beer.
The whole network, and specifically for our show. But I still need to get to up here. That was my bad actually for this being slow. I got a million things going on, me personally. So I'm just behind on everything that I need to do. So we just want to make sure if you need security at all, hit up GT Cornerstone. They will hit you up. Check them out on Facebook. Give Jared a call. He's the man. And if you want the best Italian in not only Rome but Central New York at all, make sure you go to the Vigneto in Rome. They are the best. The best. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So, did you guys watch Raw or SmackDown at all?
No.
I personally did not. I
watched Raw. I did not watch SmackDown, but I went I read the.
Oh no!
Wait,
I watched Raw the other night. I can't remember any of it. The ending. The ending was cool.
I know Ambrose came back. I was excited for that.
I thought it was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
It was overall. He sprayed Roman in the eyes with the fucking.
Yeah, Heyman sprayed. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
So
I don't believe it.
So. Here's a few things that are going to go with that. It's the obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was all a ruse just so he could come in and do more scumbag stuff, just to jump Roman when he's not ready and just look more like a scumbag, and
right,
and all the stuff they're going to do. Or it's an even bigger ruse. So this is what I would actually like to see, either what he told him in Samoan or the letter that he gave him is the actual setup where they're going to set up Brock, where he tells him, I'm going to spray you. And we're going to screw over
But
Brock.
why would you spray your partner with mace then?
To make to have it all come back.
I guess.
I would love to see the Roman heel turn and have Heyman as his guy.
Well, here's the biggest problem. We don't know in real
I'm
life.
just saying.
We don't know Brock's contract status.
No.
So,
right.
Now, here's the thing. If Brock's going to stay signed after SummerSlam, the smartest thing to do would keep the belt on him, because if he wins the real UFC belt, he's the dual champion, and it's cross-promotion to the fullest. It makes him even more of a bigger attraction. Everybody's going to be talking about it. If he's not re-signing, you would have him lose. If you want to have him lose after you've hyped him up so much in case he comes back or what, and you want to also make the payday more major for Roman, who you're still trying to get over more. Yeah, you would pull the ruse of the reverse psychology of you thought you just persuade him that he fucked him. Oh wait a minute, it was all bullshit. They got Brock because fuck him, right? It's like okay, it cements.
How do you think
Roman?
How do you think the fans are going to react to that though? Because I personally still don't picture a pop, like maybe an initial pop for it, but I think it'll wear off. People will still be like, yeah, fuck Roman.
Well, here's the problem with casual fans and hardcore fans that it's the people of today. I mean, it's not just wrestling fans. I mean, people are douchebags. So, I mean, the whole I didn't get my fucking way, or I don't like it, or it's like we've been over this before. Like, you can't tell me any different. Roman Reigns is an all-around good wrestler.
He is.
That's one thing I think we all agree. Is he the greatest? No. But does he deserve the hate?
He's
absolutely not.
He's pretty much. He's one of the only people that preserves like the balls of wrestling. And what I mean by that is like you got Brock, you got Roman, you got Bobby Lashley, you got Braun. I mean, no offense, but there's some great wrestling, and I do love certain types of wrestling, technical, high flying, all that shit. But
kind of like the men sort of wrestlers.
I mean, no one, there's not. It's not.
Almost everyone else is mid-size. I mean, other than those four, your other biggest guys are like what's his with Dolph?
Oh, McIntyre.
Yeah, he's bigger than most. But he's not huge. But he's bigger than most.
If you're like 27 and up, and you grew up on the East Coast and you were a wrestling fan, you were most likely a WWF fan. And it was like Land of the Giants, and we're used to seeing a certain type of you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like
when X-Pac came in, that you're like, what is a little dude doing? And now everyone's his size.
But you know what though? They didn't put the fucking belt on him. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do that. But they did with Finn Balor. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Finn Balor is a fucking sawed-off midget. He doesn't look believable.
So did you not? Did you not like it when they put the title on like Benoit or Mysterio? Then
Benoit wasn't as small as what's his name again? Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
So what about Mysterio then?
Mysterio, I mean, he had a better build. He had better skills. He was more over as a character. I think it was like if there ever was a David and Goliath scenario, he would be the candidate to be, David.
Right.
And they didn't overdo it. I think they didn't really they didn't have to shove. He didn't really need a belt. You know what I mean? Like I think like once in a while they put it on him because he was so over. Probably because he was like selling all the merch and shit. You know what I mean?
All the
I used to go to house shows that feel bad. Kids that have Mysterio masks on, no Mysterio. Like, what the fuck? But I mean, and he's been without WWE for years, still making 7 figures a year. I mean, it's Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they're not doing it with everybody. They're not going to put the belt on Kalisto or
I don't know, but Finn was over when he first came in and he won that belt, dude. He was over. I think he's not as over as he could be.
Was he that over?
I think so. Yeah.
Was he the flavor of the week?
I think so.
No, I think he was
at
over.
that time. He was certainly over.
The new. Brand new Universal Champion on Raw, the flagship show, when you had people competing.
Me personally?
When you had people competing with him, and on top of that, the creme de la creme was Brock Lesnar at the time. I mean, everybody was like, I want to see Finn versus Brock. I'm like, you do? Because
you want to see him throw him to the upper deck?
Like AJ gave him one of his best matches, but AJ's more believable. AJ, it's funny, when they had him face each other, they had him go over on AJ, and I'm like, it's just hard to fathom. It's like... That's it. To me, it would be like Kalisto versus Rey Mysterio. Like, how could Kalisto beat Rey Mysterio? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how did you let Finn Balor beat AJ?
I just don't see it the same way you do.
Oh, I don't. You probably don't, but
he was the best choice, man. Like, if you put it on Rollins,
Why?
like, you're just good. Because just off that match alone, I don't remember who was like in the Fatal 4-Ways before that and everything. But
he beat Roman to go on.
It was a Fatal 4-Way. It was 2 Fatal 4-Ways, if I remember correctly. And maybe he did pin Roman. I definitely don't doubt that. But to put the belt on Seth when you're splitting new brands and you're trying to start this new thing would have just been the wrong decision, because it would have just been more of the same old shit. He just came off of being champion not that long ago.
Because he was already number one pick.
Right, exactly.
We didn't have to go with Seth, though, but
But who were we going to go with besides Finn then? Finn was the most over at the time.
I mean, I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember who was the roster at the time. They do switch,
Yeah, they switched before. It's
the only, they could have put it on AJ. That would have been the only other person because I believe AJ was still on Raw at that time.
Didn't you have Finn Balor beating Bray Wyatt at the time? Like, I just don't. It's just okay. Finn Balor is one of the shortest and lightest guys on the roster. Okay, who isn't pushed as a cruiserweight. All right, and he's got one of the most plain looks. He's not great on the mic. He doesn't have an arsenal of moves. One of the moves he does too many times in the match is the sling blade. He has no in-ring psychology. He's full of high spots for no reason half the time. False finishes. They put him in these unbelievable scenarios. They need to get him where he fits in. You know what I mean? I think he would shine more if they put him in the cruiserweight division and would have had him been cruiserweight champion and all this shit. Mm-hmm. And in fucking destroying certain guys and shit. Yeah, he is an athletic guy in shape. He is quick. What does he have? What's his finisher? What is it called? The
coup de grace.
Coup de grace, right? It sounds fancy, right? But I mean, what is it? I mean, you're just jumping off the top and you're stepping on somebody. I mean,
it's like the chest.
I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to give me more than that. You're not. Yeah. I'm sorry, but you look. We could put side by side in a split screen of the best. Highlights of the best matches of him and AJ's going to outshine him so bad, you're going to go, oh, yeah, why the fuck did he go over?
Yeah, but AJ's going to outshine anybody, though. Yeah, that's kind of an unfair comparison. I'm not arguing AJ would be a better choice for anything, because he certainly would be, but Finn was over when he first had that title.
You know what it is, though? When they had him be the Universal Champ, and then when they had him be AJ, that was them shoving him down your throat. It was, because
he didn't beat AJ though, did he? When did he beat AJ?
He did when AJ filled in for I don't know who it was.
Bray.
Somebody was sick.
Yeah, we got blessed with not having to witness that Sister Abigail.
It was a cool match, but my thing is, I'm not saying he's just because I don't like him, I can't stand him. But he's not terrible. It's just that I'm not believing it. There's so many other people I could think of on the same roster that I'd be like,
no, I mean, I get your point. I get that. Even though we know that it's the scripted, yes, all the stuff that there still
I'm not talking about that.
There still has to be an air of believability, and I get what you mean. I'm not disagreeing with you. And I'm not disagreeing with you.
Right.
I'm right. A lot of times, it seems like I'm right in between, because you're defending him, and I kind of nothing him too with other people, and it's just he doesn't do anything of
all the small guys who have been in main event matches. I really think he's one of the least exciting or believable.
I don't know. I feel like he has more in him when he's the demon. I feel like that should kind of be
comes out with paint all over him.
I feel like that should be like his all the time gimmick. I'm not saying like that's the end all be all for him either, but I also think that there's still credibility to a small guy beating the shit out of a big guy. Like it can still absolutely happen. And I'm not saying like Finn needs to go in and like squash people and shit like that. It can be like a believable underdog match.
They've put Daniel Bryan in unbelievable scenarios, but the way Daniel Bryan wrestles, because he's very physical and he has a little better build, maybe he's a little bit taller. Like he's more believable. Like, oh, that's a short dude that could fuck you up.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, because he's a hard ass.
Yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
He's
a real wrestler too, so he'll stretch you. You know what I mean? If you slip up once, he's gonna get you.
Yeah.
He might not be able to hold you forever, but he's gonna get you. Where I see this little skinny athletic guy zipping around the ring, but I'm like, well, okay. Like Jim Ross used to say, there's a lot of sizzle. Where's the steak? I don't see the steak.
Fair enough.
I can get where you have your opinion from. I personally disagree with it, but I definitely understand where you're coming from with it, though.
And the thing you just said too about hard hitting, maybe that's why it's his finisher, because he is lighter, so he jumps off the top rope and stomps on your chest.
Okay,
I don't feel like that's a terrible finishing move.
Like knock hurting like a motherfucker.
That's why he does.
But either
if anybody's gonna survive it, it's gonna be from that little shit.
Nah,
exactly.
dude.
That's why he does it.
Like dude? Like if he did on his head or something.
But think about it in terms of kayfabe. If you step on that right place and you knock the air out of somebody, they're good for 3 seconds. Like you don't have to be big to knock the air out of somebody, especially when you're stomping on them.
Yeah, but Okay.
The only other person
But what about the person you're doing it to? What about the person you're doing it to? Like, either that's a Roman in one, I think, before. It's like you beat Roman, who survived 5 F5s. Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. They don't know how to write anymore. That's the problem. Like,
I agree with that.
Because it ain't just wrestlers calling it. Like,
agree.
we're just going to do whatever we want. It's like, no, they're told to do certain things. Like, hey, listen, and then it's like, all right, we'll call the rest ourselves. Whether they go over or not, or they call in the ring. That's cool. But
that's a really good point. You can't survive 5 F5s and then go down to the coup de grace.
Well,
you can't.
I agree with that.
I mean?
I definitely agree with that.
That's a very good point, and I totally agree with that. And like we were talking about before, when Miz and Rollins had that match, when Rollins survived 3 or 4 skull crushing finales. You just bury the Miz's move.
Right.
It's a good move.
They bury the move.
Now,
but at the same point,
the wrestler.
At the same point, you got to stop feeling bad for that person too, because like Miz obviously didn't go to bat for his finisher. I mean, maybe he did. Got shot down, but
another slightly overrated guy.
You think I love the Miz, dude, but you think that if it was that big of a deal, which I agree, they shouldn't have finished, false finishes that much. But
everything they did 5 years ago with Miz, they should have did now. They did it prematurely.
I agree.
They didn't give it time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. They did that shit with Sheamus.
Yeah.
How much of in a regard that you hold Sheamus? I mean, I'm not that he isn't impressive, but you don't give a fuck about Sheamus.
Nobody does. I kind of don't. All right. So real quick, we got about 15 minutes left. I mean, I want to end just before 7, so we can do a couple more. Or we can play maybe the whole song and still do the other thing and fit everything right in. So we're going to talk about our SummerSlam predictions. Okay.
You got the card. You got
I actually have the card right here. So for the kickoff show, we have Almas and Zelina versus Rusev and Lana. Who do you guys got?
I don't even care.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I'm not a Rusev fan anymore.
I like Rusev.
No, I like Rusev when no one gave a fuck about him.
Yeah.
I've never given a fuck about Rusev.
When he was crushing people's dreams, and
I feel like Rusev and Lana is going to win, just to throw an answer out there, but I really don't give a fuck about that match.
Cruiserweight, I know you're not going to care about this either. Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak.
Cedric's been winning, have Drew win.
Yeah, Drew's been a great hand ever since.
Great heel.
Ever since
he's the heel
it started,
that show needs.
Right. Yep.
He's absolutely. On another, I think another show, maybe even our next show. I actually think we should talk about the state of the shows and where, as lifelong fans, we think that they should go with the addition or subtraction of certain shows and stuff like that too. So maybe let's talk about that next time.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for that.
So because I got a lot of stuff we can definitely talk about. So onto the more of the card, we have Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
I could care less. I have Finn win. Baron's unbearable.
Yeah, Finn over.
Yeah. You guys don't like Baron Corbin at all?
No.
I don't hate him. I'm not like a huge fan of him. I remember when he was still in NXT, he gave this promo where he was talking about, I forgot who he was facing, but he was like, you're going to end up like Virgil. And I like that line for some reason.
Well,
but other than that, like, he hasn't really tickled my fancy.
Some heels are babies in real life and vice versa, but he's the type of heel that really is a prick in real life,
right.
I've heard.
Is he really?
And not to judge a book by its cover, but he does look like one of those assholes you went to school with that you just wanted to punch in the fucking face, so fuck him.
Yeah.
All right. So then for the Raw tag teams, we have the B Team versus the Revival.
Put the Revival over. B Teams did some big things, and I think it upped their ante as far as a team and individuals, but give the Revival a little shine, man.
Yeah,
they're the 2018 Brainbusters. So,
the Revival needs it. I would love the B Team to win, but the Revival needs it, so I'm going Revival.
You know what I would like to see though? I'd like to see the Revival win now, and I would like to see the Deleter of Worlds absorb the B Team.
Well, Matt's retiring, so
possibly, yeah. So it may be just injury time.
If he goes away, then the whole real life thing comes in, and he comes for his brother, and he brings Axel. So imagine even if it's just even if it's just the three of them, that kick ass.
Yeah, Matt can manage them, and they could be a team.
You know, in my opinion, like just have Axel and Bo and Bray all together as like the dark.
You mean
But then you have you would have 3 baby faces versus 2 heels, which wouldn't necessarily work either.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I
mean, not that they would be included in the match, but still, when you have 3 versus 2 in any sort of situation.
No, I'm just saying later on as
that's
a
illogical. I would have the B team lose the belts, and then I'd have a double turn of Bo turning on Axel and Bray turning on Matt, and then Bo and Bray being together as brothers and revealing that they're brothers.
Right.
No, I mean, I'm not.
That would make.
I'm just saying, whatever.
Then Matt could go back and manage Jeff on SmackDown.
Yeah, whatever happens later on, I would like to see the 2 brothers together and Axel with them. I like him.
I do too.
I do too, but he's no Mr. Perfect.
He is no Mr. Unfortunately,
not even close.
No. You're right.
He's not even a Larry the Axe Hennig, really. He's nothing.
So
how many Larry the Axe Hennig matches have you watched, dude? Come on.
I do watch 70s shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So now in the SmackDown tag titles, we have the Bludgeon Brothers versus New Day. What do you guys think?
Who's
Bludgeon.
the Bludgeon Brothers?
That's Harper and Rowan.
Yeah.
Okay, the Wyatt family. No.
Pretty much.
The New Day.
old Wyatt family.
I hope the Bludgeon Brothers win.
Yeah, they've been
I just
keeping
don't
him
like
for a
the
while.
New Day.
New Day don't need it. And I know we just got done talking about that, but they really don't. If there's anybody who doesn't need it, and they've already had their couple of runs too. I've honestly been surprised that they haven't split yet. Yeah,
4, I think.
Isn't there 12 matches if you include the pre-show?
Maybe.
All right, let's keep going.
We have the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line match between Braun and Owens. So
Braun's winning.
Okay, but
no, dude. The way they keep teasing this, Owens is going over at some point and getting that briefcase.
I don't think so.
If any,
I think Owens has heat with the Office, and they keep burying him to Braun.
if Owens wins in any form or fashion, he
wins
gets
the briefcase.
Any form.
So
Sammy,
count out disqualification. Anything.
Sammy could come down,
Owens,
kick Braun in the face, disqualified, and Owens has.
Well, technically, he would have to kick Owens in the face in order for Braun.
I'm sorry.
So,
thank you.
So have Owens win it. Have Owens say, "Fuck that! I'm not facing Brock." Go over, cash in on whoever wins between AJ and Samoa, and then him be the champion of that. Spice it up a little bit, mix it up. Braun could always go back later and win the fucking belt off somebody else.
Right.
So he doesn't really need the briefcase. He doesn't need the belt.
SummerSlam is actually going to be.
He just needs to fuck people up.
He's like the Big John Studd.
Right.
Big John Studd was over as fuck back in the day. He never had the belt.
Right.
He lost to Hogan every now and then. Fuck it.
If they do things right, like the stuff that we've been talking about, SummerSlam could be more interesting than WrestleMania was.
I think the last 5 pay-per-views they had were solid. And it's interpromotional and all that. I think they were, for what the product is, I think they were solid pay-per-views. I can't really complain because I could go, well, I didn't like this and that, but I'd go if there's 10 matches, say there's 9 or whatever. I liked, 5 or 6 out of 9, I'm happy.
Right. Oh,
I'm like, oh, cool. Hey, it was worth it. It was worth watching. I didn't waste 4 hours.
Right.
See, and I think of things more in a kayfabe sort of perspective too. I don't think of this match gets 5 stars for me. You know what I'm saying? I think of things more as a legitimate fight than I do as opposed to
you're suspending your disbelief.
Yeah.
Suspending your disbelief. So you're looking at it how you've always looked at it.
Exactly. Yeah. Ever since I was a little kid, before I knew kayfabe was even a thing and wrestling was fake and blah blah blah.
You look at it like you would if you watched an episode of Game of Thrones or something like that. It's like you're not like, oh, it was fake or who wrote that. You're like, oh shit,
Right.
Either this episode was dope or it sucked.
And I believe that's really what the only way to look at it without being that bitter at the business too. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe they didn't put this guy over. This guy isn't champion or this or that.
Being a smart fan or being friends with wrestlers and they look at it, from the inside looking out.
Mm-hmm.
For a fan, it really is the outside looking in.
Right.
So it's maybe certain things don't matter to you or this was bullshit, but that's you critiquing it because you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're in there. My other friend's a referee. You're in there. You see these things.
Mm-hmm.
You see these fuck ups or these flaws. I'm not going to see it as closely as you, and I don't want to look at it in the same light that you do because you know what? You're right, because it kind of would ruin it for me.
Right.
And I think I kind of ruin it for myself looking at it from the inside out.
And I still have those thoughts too, you know. Just because I don't want to have those thoughts doesn't mean I don't have those thoughts. And like it's like a conflicting battle within my head sometimes. It's like, no, you can't fucking look at it that way.
Right.
Definitely. Is there any matches left?
Oh yeah, there's a ton.
Come on.
We have the U.S. Championship, Shinsuke versus Hardy.
Shinsuke. It's rumored that Hardy's supposed to be like recovering from an injury as well.
Well, he had it.
They were supposed to take him off like after last pay-per-view or something.
He had it for like really briefly. He had the U.S. belt and lost it anyway, right?
I wouldn't say really briefly. It was like a couple of months, I think.
He had it for a little while.
All right,
yeah.
Okay.
He had it for a little while.
What else is there?
We got the Intercontinental Championship with Dolph and Rollins.
Oh, Rollins will win, I'm sure.
Is Rollins champ right now?
Yeah.
No, Dolph is
champ right now.
Unless Dean turns heel on him because Dean's in his corner.
Yeah, because Dean's in.
I don't think they're going to do that, though. I don't think that. I have a prediction that if Roman does win at SummerSlam, it's going to be a Shield reunion to help him.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I wish they would turn Dean heel though. I've wished that ever since Roman won against, I think it was like Sheamus back in like 2015 or 2016 or whatever when he won the belt from him.
Yeah.
And like Dean had a match beforehand and like it was rumored he was going to turn. I wish he would have turned back then because like I feel like he could be a lot better of a heel.
He is a better heel than a face. Yeah. But I do think Rollins will win that. What else is going on?
We got Bryan versus the Miz.
Daniel
Bryan.
Oh,
unless Miz cheats him, I don't see him winning fair and square. So I'll probably more so go with Daniel Bryan.
I'm going with Miz. I don't see him winning fair and square. I agree with that, but I think it might be a series of matches. It might even continue till Mania. I would hope
he'll
not.
He'll drag it out, so it probably will be.
Yeah, Miz is going to win by some shenanigans.
Yeah, he's gonna screw him out. SmackDown Women's Champ. We got Carmella versus Lynch versus Charlotte.
Becky with the good hair.
I think Becky should get it.
I think
for once.
And to go back to it, and I love both Charlotte and Becky. They're my two favorite female wrestlers.
Becky's my girlfriend, dude. She doesn't know it yet, but she will one day.
She does need it.
Till she starts.
She does
because she needs that push. She needs that pushback.
She's been kind of
the queen is always the queen, but like ever since dropping from like the title reign and letting other people go and
right.
She's still on, and to me, she's still huge.
Well, even
that's because she's my favorite.
Even losing to Alexa, like Alexa turned out to be great and everything. Don't get me wrong, but like when Becky first lost to her, nobody was expecting that. They were just like, really? You know, Alexa Bliss, who hasn't really done much of anything. And of course, she's proven herself, but
she's the best.
But I think Becky could have had a better reign, and she deserves it. She deserves another one. She's another one of those workhorses. You know?
Not like I do. I feel bad saying that she needs it, but she does deserve it, in my opinion.
And she needs it. Like that's the thing. She needs it. She's lost so much over the past like couple of years since she's lost the title. Like she kind of needs this, you know.
And then you got what?
Alexa versus Rousey.
I think that, obviously you would think Rousey would win, but I think they should keep the belt away from her for a while.
Yeah, I was thinking of Schmaz.
I agree with that.
Rousey doesn't need it, and she could get it anytime she wants. So,
I don't. What do you think?
Let's create a new feud for Rousey.
You think she goes in and just messes her up so much that they disqualify her? That'd be a good way because what's Fox
she'd have to get herself
right.
No, you can't do that because if they had to stop the match, they'd still give her the belt. She'd have to get disqualified.
That's what
it's
I
not
mean.
a baby thing to do.
No, that's what I mean. Like she's literally stomping her so much from the corner. They disqualify.
She'd have to go over the 4 count. Babies don't do that. It would make no sense.
She's not a normal baby though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it would
exactly
make her look unprofessional.
Do,
it would make her look like she doesn't learn anything.
She got suspended because she hip tossed Kurt Angle.
Right. Security, she's got belts on the line.
She's got
Rousey's a prize fighter. Yeah, nah. Unless she turned heel on her or something, but that would make them turn Alexa baby because it'd be the double turn, and that wouldn't make sense. It would probably be. It's probably going to be Nia Jax is going back to heel, so she'll probably.
I wouldn't doubt it if Nia helps. Which is, I hate that because they keep flip flopping her, man, and I hate when they do that, man.
They did it with Braun.
I hate it when they did it with Show too back in the day. It's like whatever the fuck they need him for. It's like no continuity to it. It's just like, oh, he's a face now. He's slapping kids' hands.
And what's the rest?
Joe versus Styles.
Joe.
I think Joe's going over.
Yeah.
AJ's had a nice long run.
Yep.
Let Joe get his.
This will be a good feud. Like we've talked
title
about
matches for Raw. He never got his just due.
Yeah, and Joe can do it too.
Yeah,
Joe can carry this.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's for a couple months and they give it back to AJ or whatever they do.
I think it'll be really close, and then Joe will just happen to get. He'll make one mistake. Joe will get the upper hand.
Yeah, Joe's kind of another one that kind of needs it.
Heel.
Joe's kind of another one that kind of needs it, like ever since he came up to the main roster, it's been kind of start-stop with him, so like they need to pull the trigger on him in my opinion.
So do I. And then the last one is Lesnar Reigns.
I think that the Brock haters, even more so than the Roman fans, will want Brock to lose, but Brock's gonna go over.
I would like him to drop the fucking title. I'm sick of him having that goddamn
title. But
title,
if I had to bet, I think that Brock's going to resign because Vince is going to let him do UFC 2 as well,
right.
Because they did before, and Dana's on board. And I think that they think there's a chance that he's going to be the UFC champ again. So if he could be a dual champ, it's going to be bigger than ever. So I think if you do that to not bury Roman, you'd have to have interference. I don't know if I'd see because that would be that. Then there's no Shield reunion. Maybe Ambrose turn heel, but okay. You know what would be the coolest thing? I heard. I don't know how true it is. I heard right before SummerSlam, the Samoan from New Japan that he's Twitter feuding with Roman is gonna.
I don't know.
He's going to be done. I can't remember his name.
Is it the dude from Bullet Club?
Right.
Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Tama Tonga, right? So, and there is rumor that they want him. You know what I mean? They've been wanting him for a long time. And if they did get him, I think that would be the perfect time for him to come in and fuck Roman out of it. He'd come in with super heat, he'd be the super heel, and he'd have the super Samoan feud.
So what would that be? Like, I'm the real Samoan, so fuck you? Like,
could be.
Okay.
Could be. Because Roman's family is the Samoan dynasty.
Right.
Like, for example, Joe is one of the few outcasts that weren't a part of that. Because even the other Polynesians that weren't Samoan, they might have been Tongan or Fijian, they were still down with them or married to one of them or,
Right. They're still considered family. Right.
So you got very few Polynesians that aren't down with them. And then the fact that they had, it's like almost like they're both going at it on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Is that almost persuaded? You know what I mean? Like, I heard they're trying to work out a deal with New Japan where they trade talent. They used to do that back in the day.
Right.
And,
that's where Taka Michinoku and all that.
And they're
came
two
from.
different countries, so Vince won't be like, oh, well, they're not really competition because it's Japan, But I think that would be big if he came in like full face paint, fucked him out of it. It would be so huge because the Roman haters would love it.
I don't think a lot of people outside of the smart marks would know who he is, though. Personally, I don't think
that's a good point.
I don't think he's over like that. You know what I'm saying? He's literally background in the Bullet Club, which I mean, not to take anything from him.
Does he have to be over like that though? I mean,
you would think so because nobody's gonna give a shit because Roman will just squash him anyway. But like Tama Tonga's no Roman size. Tama Tonga's like a little bit bigger than Finn, probably.
No.
He's not. Tama Tonga is not huge, dude. Tama Tonga is definitely like an average Ring of Honor size wrestler.
He's bigger than Finn.
Bigger, yeah, absolutely. I don't think by much, though. Maybe like muscle-wise, but definitely not like height-wise.
I think you underestimate how small Finn is. I'm just kidding. I think I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I think for me that would be dope. I'm not
saying it wouldn't be. We actually have a question on here from John Cabrera Jr.
Okay.
It says, "Hi guys, have you watched the new Miz half-hour show? I have not.
The Miz and Me or whatever it is.
Miz and Mrs. Miz and Mrs. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
just
that's what it's called.
Reality show.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know. I can't get into the reality show.
It's the side shows, John, that personally I can't. I don't do. I have a hard time watching a lot of stuff that I want to like.
I don't know.
Want to get to. Period. So I
don't know how
it is, but I still haven't watched his reality show.
I don't know how into the network that you guys are, but something else to wrestle with on there. I listen to Something to Wrestle With on YouTube all the time, which is Bruce Pritchard's podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty much like Vince's right hand man for like 20, 30 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And something else to wrestle with is the one that's on the WWE network. It's him and this dude Conrad Thompson that he's become friends with over the years.
Nice.
And that one is really good. Like, I've been binge watching that.
Awesome.
Problem is with that, though, they did one before that on their own where it was like...
They still have that going.
Yeah, but it's like straight up uncensored. Well, this one, it's like, it's like, nah, you're still censored, but...
They are, but they're not, Like, the only thing they really don't say is fuck. But other than that, like, they're pretty much free to do whatever they want. Like, they did, like, a WWE CW episode. They've done a Vince Russo episode. They've done, like, a lot of controversial shit. TNA episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
No shit.
All right,
They've been talking about TNA a lot. They want that library.
They do. I don't blame them.
They really do. So, but all right,
that's
so,
why Jeff's
we're gonna...
suing who owns Impact again?
Oh, I don't remember. It's like fucking Anthem Sports or something. Yeah.
Okay, out of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking just today or yesterday, Jeff filed a lawsuit against them.
Oh, really?
Well,
wonder how his pyramid scheme's going.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for the question, John. We appreciate it. And
thank you.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Continue and comment on all our shows. Anybody comes on, feel free. Again, let us know if anyone is down for that. What are we going to do?
The party or
no, not the party. The
the T-shirts.
No. What's the other thing? My brain is just. Sorry, it's been a crazy few days. The Fantasy League.
Fantasy League, yes. Let us know about the Fantasy League. We'll get that going.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do a draft. If enough people want to do it, you guys can come to the studio. We can do a draft right here with everybody. We can do it right on the air.
Absolutely.
It'd be awesome.
If anybody has questions during the show or after the shows that they want us to answer on the next podcast, drop them down below, too. We'll gladly answer them.
So... And all right, so yeah, we will see you guys in a couple weeks. We're going to be talking about what we think the E should be doing for their shows, make their shows better.
And we'll talk.
We're going to be our own bookers.
We forgot to cover the Jericho Cruise, but we'll cover that too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's going to be a good one.
So,
book no compliance for that, Jericho. I hope you're listening.
All right, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Peace.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.